Hi all, this is part of the ASE Assignment, which we are asked to develop a main stack application where we can add, delete, update, or list some users or any details. First, we'll start our Angular project. Our Angular project is up and running. Now we'll start the node server, where basically in this backend part we have written app.js, and this is a post model which we are trying to insert into our DB, and this is here we have the routes which we are handling for the post request. Basically we have a get request which gives a get list of users, put which inserts, like which updates a user if based on the given ID, which, and the other one is for deleting a user. And this is our entry point for this. Sorry, our entry point will be server.js file. Here we'll start our port with 3000, or if we have any configuration file, it will be taken from that from here. So here we give a connection string to the DB, which is successful. And let's see our application. This is our app. Basically here we can see the this is basically a drop down kind of thing, which I have written here in posts. Basically we have the post module for listing the post here, which is for editing the post, and here is for creating a post. And if you go to this creating.post HTML, we take the title and the content of the post, and the ID will be generated by the database. And these are the list of posts which are already previously inserted in our DB. I can show you them here. If you go to the collections, in this posts data, you can see these two records or rows, and the same thing which is displayed here. Now if you want to edit any of these, you can click on this edit button and you can update this. And when you click on save, it goes back to the DB. It gets, once it is successful, you'll get an update success message, and it fetches the updated records. As you can see here, previously it used to be in the war, and now it's changed to end game. And if you want to add a new post, you can click on this, which basically takes you to this router create. Here you can give any of the things. And the new list comes and it redirects back to the list page, which basically shows a list of entries which you have given already. And if you want to delete something, you can delete them here, and the list is coming directly from the DB. Now I'll add a new post and I'll show you how whether the value is inserted in the DB in real time or not. As you can see, we have three values here. Now we'll go to our dotless and refresh our DB and see if we have inserted it successfully or not. You can see the new value which you entered has been updated in our DB. So that is a functionality part where you have seen how to edit a post, delete, and basically this page is nothing but the list page and how to create a new post. Coming to our application, these are nothing but a few console logs which you have written in our post.js file to see if we are getting for our reference purpose. You can ignore them. And as I've said, we have a component.ts page for this one. The header section is nothing which contains uh, our app name and our router link for new post, which basically routes us to creating a new post. And coming to the create new post HTML page, we have two input fields where you can enter the title and the content, and these values are being fetched from subscribe method where we will get the posts from here. I mean, sorry, yeah, where we'll get the post from our service class. We'll go to our service class, which is written here. Here we have a get post. Basically, we have used this service to maintain stable posts, and with the help of this service class, we are able to show the updated posts or anything to any of the components. We are able to provide these posts to the components, and they will be using the real-time values from which are fetched from the DB. And this is for the get post. We have given a get method http, and this is the URL. And once you get the success response, you will be mapping the posts which will be returning of this any type, and basically we'll extract these values and return and push them to these posts array, and we will subscribe this. I mean, like we'll make it as a subscribe method as observable, and we will, and whichever component or whichever HTML page wants a view of this will be notified, and they'll get the post values. And for deleting the post, we basically take the post ID as an argument and pass it, and once it is deleted, we'll get a console log here as deleted. And this dot get post is called, which basically is making another call to the DB and fetches the current post, and which will be automatically sent back to our list page, list component.html. And whenever a new post is updated, it will be notified here, and these posts are updated. So the same view will be looped using this post locally. And coming to our server side part, basically it's the same for like deleting the post. We'll take the ID and get post updated listener is, it will be observing for any new changes in the post. And updated post is nothing but basically if you're trying to update any title or content, it will take the values and the ID and update it and get us a response. And if you're adding a new value, it will take the ID in string and insert in the DB and give us the values. Now going to our app.js, here we have used routers. Any route which comes from the service or any component with api.post is routed to our post app. So, and here the route is handled, and if you are, as you can see, post method and post method, get method, and put ID for updating a value with a unique identifier, and deleting also will be happening with the help of unique identifier. And once if you get any errors, there will be saying like no records found if there are no values with an ID, and if it is successful, everything is returned back. That basically this is what happens in our express side. We will be handling the routes here, and everything which comes from post create goes post created list or edit or anything comes to this server post create post service, and from this service we are basically pushing this to our node part using this http method, and the node will and here in this node it will handle the routes and it will give the responses back. That's that's end of our tutorial. Thank you.